Hi, good people, and welcome. Hi, good people, and welcome. Welcome to my live. Welcome to my live. I've brought in another discussion. Let's discuss together. Let's discuss together. I'm waiting for people. I would like to talk about a signature. Okay. About a signature. This topic that I've titled to say value your signature. It's very important. It's very important. Please come, guys. Let's talk about your signature, not mine. Your signature. Please share the live. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Would like to talk about your signature. We all know what a signature is, but knowing and what we do with the signature are two different things. Many people do know what a signature is, but they don't know what to do with the signature. I've brought a very interesting topic here. Like I promised, I'll be bringing such topics just to educate each other. We want us to know these are real life issues. Like I've promised that I'll be bringing more real life issues. This is another one. Let me go into my topic. Um, Value your signature. It's important to know that your signature is very important. It is very important. It is something that you should always safeguard. Make sure you safeguard your signature. Where you sign is a place where you must really have an understanding of what you're signing about. Don't just sign for the sake of signing, guys. A signature is very valuable. A signature speaks about you. A signature is you in a nutshell. A signature can hang you one of the beautiful days. I'm talking about a signature. We learn from signing right from school at tender ages. You'll find that a primary student already knows how to sign their name, to put a signature for themselves. But do we really know what a signature can do? How far a signature can go? Like I told you, these are real life issues I've come to talk about, and I'm going to be sharing with real life experiences, things that I've experienced myself regarding a signature. Okay, so I'll give a scenario. One of the scenarios is I used to work for some organization. I'm a Zimbabwean. I always say that in every live of mine because my personal experiences sometimes they require me to say that. I'm resident in South Africa. I'm married to my South African husband, but I'm of Zimbabwean origin. So I used to work. I was born and bred in Zimbabwe. That's my home country. And I used to work in some organization. I worked there for 25 years. There is a time in Zimbabwe when SIM cards were scarce. When I say scarce, I'm talking of whereby you couldn't get a SIM card for a phone, for a mobile phone. You couldn't get it easily. Back then, in the 2003, 2004, 2005, if I'm not mistaken, it was so expensive. No one will believe that there is a time that we bought one SIM card for 100 US dollars in Zimbabwe. I mean, this is life. This is economy. This is countries. Things do happen. Shit happens in countries. Shit happens in life. Such shit happened in my country those years. Just a SIM card, one SIM card, you'd get it for 100 USD. What does that entail? It meant to say if you didn't have money, people were not working, it was not reachable. You couldn't get a SIM card. We were working and we were earning in USD, like fine salary is never enough, but we were much better because we were earning in USD, and the currency for my country wasn't USD, it was Zimbabwean currency, and getting USD we would exchange in black markets and we would get much more. So the 100 USD for a SIM card was affordable to us. I remember that year that we had to go through our boss to ask for him to buy SIM cards for the whole organization. Even when they were 100 USD to get a contract line, it was a whole lot of things, a whole lot of requirements. This, it was practically impossible, close to impossible to getting just a SIM card. I'm talking of a SIM card. And the very same SIM card I'm talking about now is 1 USD in Zimbabwe. But those years, the time, it was 100 USD. So we went to our boss. We gave in our petition that is it possible for him to organize for SIM cards for the company at large, and he agreed. We paid our monies, and I remember I paid 300 USD because I wanted 3 SIM cards for myself, my mother, and my father. Am I feeling hot or what? I paid 300 USD for 3 SIM cards, and a whole bunch for the whole organization came for us. We were distributed, and not forgetting that we had to sign a contract form each. I signed 3 contract forms for myself, my father, and my mother. And I signed. Good. We had those SIM cards. And for somebody who knows this is important information. If you keep one SIM card for a very long time, it speaks volumes about you. If you are in business and you don't change SIM cards like you're changing garments, it speaks volumes about you. You are not a crook, you are a straightforward person. I mean, that is just a simple, you know, most people know that. Even for employers, if they find that you one person who changes SIM cards, it speaks a lot about you. I got so attached to that contract line of mine. I had it for many years. I was working for that organization. I had it like it was a SIM card that my son could even call without thinking twice about. My parents could call. Anyone who knew me could call me on that number because I had it over a very long period of time. I got this attachment to my SIM card, to my number. Then I left the job from that organization. Okay, as we moved by, they were changed from being contract lines, they were contract to these normal SIM cards. And then we just, they were ours now, like if it is no longer a contract, it belongs to you. So I moved from that organization, from that company. I moved to South Africa. Well, this is where I got married. I'm happily married. Yeah. So I moved, I remember in April 2021, I moved to SA. May, my father passed on. I crossed the border. I went again to Zim. And upon arrival in Zim, I just took my SIM card for over a decade and put it back in my phone, and it was working. I just used it. It was working. I connected on WhatsApp. It was working. And I thought, it's fine. Then it's doable. I can always keep my SIM card. After burying my late father, I came back here to SA. When I crossed the border, I changed to an SA number. Like I thought this is my SIM card. And with the attachment that I had had over years, I told myself that this is my SIM card. So I kept it safely. In case I would want to go to Zimbabwe, then I would just use on WhatsApp, use on calls and what have you. I don't remember for how long I was here in SA, but there is a time that I went to Zimbabwe and I wanted to use my SIM card. Boom, my SIM card was blocked. I was so confident that this SIM card is in my name, and I mean, I'll do anything. With the attachment that I had, I was so confident that I'm going to repossess my SIM card. I went to the nearest shop. Okay, it was an Econet for anyone, in case anyone joins the live and they're in Zimbabwe or anyone knows about Econet. It is one of the biggest service providers after the Net One, the government owned service provider for SIM cards, telephone network. So I had this attachment. I went to the nearest Econet shop, furious. I wanted my SIM card back. I've had this SIM card since the 20s, 20, 23, 25, thereabout. So I want my SIM card. I mean, 2003, 2003, 2004, 2005. That's when I got that SIM card. That's when I signed for that SIM card and it was given to me by Econet. So I was fully confident that the SIM card belongs to me. It has been in my possession for over a decade. So they must give me they must tell me what's happening with my SIM card. I went to the nearest shop, Econet shop. They tried to assist me, like punching some digits. They said, you need to go to town. I said, fine. The following morning, I went to town. I joined the queue. I had the patience to join. You know, queues are so frustrating. I had the patience to join the queue, to move along the queue because I wanted my SIM card. My turn came. I went to the teller. I explained my issue, my situation, and he tried to help me. I think she was a trainee or something. And she said, do you have your ID? I said, I didn't bring my ID. In fact, I left it in Zim, but I have my passport. And apparently in Zim, your ID number is also in the passport. And I think she was a trainee. She said, go to the teller. In that case, if you don't have your ID, please go to the teller. I went. At least there were three people in front of me, and I didn't have to ask that I'm coming from there. So I joined. I was the fourth person. My turn came. I explained. I want my SIM card. When last did you use your SIM card? Around this month. Around this month. He said, no, unfortunately, your SIM card has been repossessed by Econet. I said, why? It's my SIM card. And for goodness sake, I bought it when it was 100 USD. Now a SIM card is 1 USD and you repossess my SIM card. What about my money that I paid over a decade ago? And he said, Mama, I'm sorry, your SIM card has been repossessed. I said, can I see your boss? I was furious. I needed my SIM card, guys. I had an attachment with my SIM card. He said, okay, please take a seat. I'll call the boss. He went inside. They were all calm. In whatever responses they were giving me, they were calm. Like to say, we know where we are standing. We know what we're telling you about. But I was so furious and I was confident that by the end of the meetings with whoever and whoever, I'm going to walk out of the Econet shop with my SIM card. She came, she said, the boss is calling you. He is the boss. His name is Mr. So and so. You had a name tag and a logo for Econet. Hi, how are you, Miss Manyoa? I'm fine. How can I help you today? Thanks for doing business with us. Thanks for coming to Econet. He was calm. I explained. My SIM card, da, 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 da. My SIM card, da, 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 da. My SIM card, da, 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 da. And he said, okay, what's your ID number? I told him my ID number. He said, do you have your ID? I said, no, I brought my passport. I stretched out, I gave him my passport. He cross-checked my ID number. He punched something in the computer and he turned the screen to me. And he said, Miss Manyoa, is this your signature? I said, yeah, it is. Okay, you sure this is your signature? I said, yes, it is. He turned back the screen. For the computer and he started to read out to me. He said, on such a date, a messenger from this organization was sent by this boss. Do you remember this information? I said, yes. He was sent to buy SIM cards. It was a bunch. It was 100 USD per SIM card. And as for you, you bought 3 SIM cards. These are the numbers for the SIM cards. Do you remember this? I said, yes. And he said, you sure this is your signature? I said, yes, it is my signature. And said, did you know what you were signing for? I became a fool. A whole grown woman like me, I became a fool. And he said, madam, the contract form that you signed actually states that if a SIM card is not used for such a period, then Econet is going to repossess that SIM card. I had an attachment to my SIM card and I loved it. I loved it. I had it from 2003. And this was 2021. My SIM card was repossessed. Why? Because I signed, guys. I signed without reading. I'm telling you that it was a desperate situation whereby everybody wanted a SIM card, and especially a SIM card from Econet those days. It was the one which had brilliant network. Emily, hi. Emily, how are you? Thanks for joining my live, Emily. Evelyn, am I seeing properly? Edeline, Empalmado. Hope I pronounced your name properly. Thanks for joining my live, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I'm talking about the importance of a signature, that you must value your signature. Don't throw your signature in the dustbin. Your signature speaks about you. Your signature can speak about your family. Your signature can hang you. Your signature can make you to lose in life. Don't just sign. It is, oh my God, your signature is valuable, guys. Treat your signature with great value, because that's what it is. I lost my SIM card, the one that I had over a decade, the one that I had an attachment with. I lost it. I walked out of the shop with so much grievance, with so much anger, with so much frustration, but he told me plainly, humbly, I mean softly, that Miss Manua, I'm sorry. I wish I could help, but unfortunately I can't help. This is something that you signed for in 2003 and there is no reverse about it. You signed that if I don't use the SIM card over this period, then Econet is free to repossess the signature, the SIM card. And that's what happened. What am I saying, guys? I'm saying let's not sign for nothing. Let's not sign without reading. We become so excited. You want a loan from the bank. You walk into the bank, probably a friend told you that, they'll give you a 4-page later. But the moment you sign, they will give you the money. You walk into a bank, you try to borrow money, they give you a 4-page document, 6 pages or 10 pages. And it's not their fault, guys, because sometimes they even tell you to take the documents home and read. We take the documents home, and what do we want? What do we do? All we want is the money that we want from the bank. If you browse the first page and you finish it, I clap hands for you. I do clap hands for you. You are a star. Because most of us, when we get documents, we don't read. We don't read. We browse through. You are rushing to the signature. You even take the documents home. The bank says take the documents so that you read. You take the documents from the bank to your house. Instead of reading, you are busy with laundry if you're a woman. You are busy now. We are checking the fault on your car if you're a man. You just dump the documents by the bed. The next day you go to the bank, you make sure you sign. it is the signature that you most worried about. It has to be the very correct signature that you withdraw money with. You sign and you give the forms, the documents, whatever, to the bank. What happens next thing? If you default, if you lapse, if you miss a payment for once, it will be written there in the document. It will be there that if you don't pay this installment, if you skip 1 month, if you skip 2-3 months, then we are going to take you home. They will sell your house. Why? You just couldn't read. You rushed to signing. I speak with examples, guys. I speak with examples because these are things that I've made research over years. I've made research, like I know them. When I'm talking of these things, it is something that I've researched about. It is something that I know. I remember one of the good years, I went home to see my mom. My father was at work, of course, and I went with my husband. Like I just felt I need to go see mom. Apparently, I left my phone at home. It was charging. And I told my husband, and we were close to home. I said, I forgot my phone. I left it charging. He said, no, we're not taking long at Mama's place. Let's just go. We're coming back because it was closed anyway. The moment we knocked, we got inside the house, my mother was crying. In fact, outside there was a big truck. And my husband, I remember him asking, like, uh, which visitor owns such a big truck in your family? I said, none that I know. And we entered. Mama was crying. What had happened? My brother, he had taken a loan from these loan sharks in town. He got the loan. I don't know what the loan was for. Nobody ever told us, but he got the loan, intending to do maybe some project that flopped. It didn't work. And upon taking the loan, they wanted his address. And whose home is this? It is my parents' home. Do you stay with them? Yeah, that's where I stay. They're asking questions, and they gave him a form, obviously. Can you please sign? Can you read and sign? In as much as we may want to push blame to them, but let's be honest, guys, they tell you to read. It's unfortunate that probably I always tell myself that if God probably blesses me one of these beautiful days that I own a company and I have employees, I'm going to be telling them to read, like to force them to read. My brother was given a form, he was told to read and sign. Obviously, I think he just signed because he was desperate for the money. He signed the form and they told him, we'll call you. They called him at an agreed date. He came, he got the money. What he did with the money, nobody knows. But what we know is that day when I walked into her home, my mother was crying. The men around my mother were debt collectors. They had come to take furniture from my mother's home. My mother was desperate. Apparently, she was trying to call me. My phone was charging at home, and it was just ringing. And thinking of the big truck that was outside, it was big. It was big. It was quite a big truck. Meaning they had come to collect as much. I don't know what they were going to collect. From the sitting room, the kitchen, wardrobes, probably clothes included. I don't know because I didn't know the value. But we saw my mother crying. She was desperate. She didn't know what to do. We bailed her out with my husband. What had happened? My brother had signed a signature. Guys, value your signature. It's good to teach kids to sign. Like I said, we know about signatures. Sometimes you we actually proud that I can sign. We actually proud, especially at tender ages when you start to learn how to sign. It's nice. Now I can sign. This is my signature. I remember my son, the first time that he was showing me his signature. Mama, now I can sign. This is my signature. Oh, I'm happy for you, Sunny. That's good. That's good. But let's not forget to teach our children that a signature is something that's valuable. It's valuable. You must be stingy with your signature. Don't just dish it out like you're dishing out sweets to kids. Your signature is something that's very important because the repercussions for a signature, if they are negative, you won't like it. We've read, we've seen people, we know of people who have committed suicide after signing, just after signing, because they signed the wrong thing that they didn't know. And one thing about organizations, I don't know. Don't say Elizabeth Manoa said that, but I'm just thinking aloud. You know, there are too many clauses in a signature, in their forms. Too many clauses. Sanja, Majda, yo, I can't read these names, guys. But thanks for joining my life. Thank you so much. Sanja. Where are you from, Sanja? Even Edlin, where are you from? Because I can't read your names, guys. Myself, I'm proudly Zimbabwean, but I'm proudly African. And I presume these names, but Sanja, are you African? I don't know. But in any case, thank you for joining my live. I really appreciate. Um, I know you're busy people, but taking time off your busy schedules to come and support my live, it's something that I really appreciate. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I will appreciate your contributions in the comment section. I can donate if you need money. Oh, really? Really? Hey, beautiful. This is wonderful. Please take my number, Sanja, +27. Okay, maybe you may want to know why I need money. I know everybody does, but as for me, I'm a musician. I'm a recording musician, so I do need money for recording. Like right now, I've released a single track called Mare. Mare simply means warrior or mighty men of valor. I took it from the book of Judges, chapter 6, where an angel of God came to Gideon and told Gideon that you are a mighty man of valor. So I wrote a song called Mare, Mighty Men of Valor, Warrior, Hero, like to say, in whatever situation, in whatever problems, in whatever tears, in whatever challenges, God sees you as a Mare. So I'm looking forward to doing a video. So Sanja, I don't mind a donation from you. In fact, I think you're God given. If this is serious, then I think you're God given because you've come right on time. My number, Sanja, is +27 67 991 3002 +27 67 991 3002. Right. And I forgot to ask if you can hear me properly. I hope I'm clear because someone would have written in the comment section that you can't hear me. Right, guys, so I'm talking about a signature. Let's value our signatures. Let's value our signatures. They are very, very important. Don't just sign without reading. What are you signing for? Many times we become so excited about what we're about to get after we sign, but we don't even think of tomorrow. We don't see the repercussions for a signature. I remember when I was working in Zim, I remember clearly. Some days it would be so bad. We go as employees to our bosses to complain about something. Like we frustrated. How can they do this? Why is this? Why why? And we team up. We go to the boss. Boss, we have come here as employees of this organization. We want to hear about this. Why is this like this? Why do you do this? Why is this organization like this? And our bosses would just laugh and say, guys, did you read your contracts before signing? And when that question comes, you know you're defeated. If you hear you're trying to raise a grievance, you're trying to complain, you're trying to raise a point, and this question comes to say, did you read your contract before signing? Shame, you must know that you're defeated. I remember, well, I used to work for an embassy, and embassies, you work with one boss, especially the embassy that I used to work for. They had 3-year terms. If an ambassador comes, you work for him, you work with him for 3 years. After 3 years, he gets posted to another country. He works in that very same embassy in another country. He works there for 3 years, and they keep rotating. They travel globally. So we would be, after every 3 years, we would be having a new ambassador, a new deputy ambassador, a new trade attaché, a new administrator, a new accountant, like that. And we would be reporting to, like, depending on your job. So we would go to this boss we were reporting to. And he would just say, and we would know that once that question comes, we are done, we are defeated. And Vela is true. When you are offered a job, oh my God, who has time to read the contract? Who has time to read the contract? The only thing you'll be worried about is they must tell me when I should come. When am I starting? But really, and honestly, is it correct? Is it right for you? Okay, I was saying, I'm not blaming the organizations, I'm not blaming the banks, I'm not blaming whatever these organizations we're talking about. But there is this thing that, I don't know, is it a question? Is it a complaint? Is it what? I've realized that there are clauses that they put in their forms. Some are very tiny. Who has time to read that? Do you? But believe you me, those tiny clauses, they are in brackets, and usually they are very small. They are tiny. Those ones are the very things that you should read. Because those clauses, they mean a lot to the contract that you're signing. Even if it is at a workplace, you find something is in brackets, like so, in brackets. They write a full statement, then the next thing, there is something in brackets. It means the full statement that you have read is incomplete without the bracketed thing. And that bracketed thing is the one that is deducing some meaning from the very long sentence that you have read. And you and me, especially if it is a job offer, all I want to hear from them is a phone call to say, you can start tomorrow. When are you free to come and start the job? This is what we have in our minds. This is what we want. But really, guys, honestly, why don't we read things before signing? I know of family men who randomly put their signatures and sold homes. I stated this one in the beginning of my life, that some of the signatures that we put in documents have negative repercussions to your families. To you, fine, but to your family at large. You put in a signature somewhere there where the children are not. But the next thing, the children are kicked out of the home. The car is repossessed. Your home is sold and the children are destitute because you signed without reading the contract properly. Okay, I'll give you this last example. Like I told you, I normally speak real life issues. Uh, if you're new on my channel, please press subscribe, please subscribe. Sure, I'm strong, guys. I've been speaking to myself for 35 minutes, 44 seconds. I'm very strong. I can see I'm very strong. Yo, real life experiences, real life issues that I discuss here. Let me tell you of a particular real life experience involving a signature that I've had in my life. Okay, you all know now by now that I was working in some embassy in Zimbabwe. I worked there for 25 years. It was a high paying job. Fine, money is never enough, but I had money those days. I was living okay. I wasn't rich. Please don't misquote me. I was never rich, but I was comfortable. I used to drive these big cars, and my cars were Mercedes Benz. Those were my makes for cars. And then my present husband, he's South African. He wasn't working. Not only not working, but there are people that when you look at them, you can see that this one is not working, but yeah, they're okay. They're okay. My husband was not okay. He wasn't working and he wasn't okay. He would come to my country because my mother is a pastor and my parents were pastors. My mother actually and my father were pastors and founders of the church that I go to when I'm in Zim. And apparently his parents are also founders of the church that we go to now because I'm married to him. So our parents made friendship, and so we would come to South Africa whenever they had conferences or gatherings, any events, and they would come to Zimbabwe as a church. Like my church would come to South Africa and their church would come to Zimbabwe. So when my husband, the first time he came to Zimbabwe along with the church, he cast his eyes on me and he said, God told me that you're my wife. I had a high life. I was working at an embassy. I was driving big cars. I wasn't rich, but I was comfortable. I was sufficient. My husband was not working and he was not okay. When I mean he's not okay, there are people that when you look at them, you see that this one is not working, but they're okay. I mean, they're okay. My husband wasn't working and he was not okay. That's the time that he saw me and he said, God told me that you're my wife. And I was like, what? Okay, fast forward. My husband chased after me for 12 years. Telling me for 12 years, even if he comes on this life, it's just that he's away. Even if he comes on this life, and how can I lie for a husband that I'm staying with? I'm actually married. We wedded. So I'm telling the truth because usually when he comes back home, he watches through my lives to see what I was talking about. He corrects me, he reprimands me, and he tries to add value to my work. So I wouldn't lie. He chased after me for 12 years. Imagine 12 years someone saying I love you and Mina saying I don't love you. God says you are my wife, and I will tell him, tell your God to tell me that very same message. That's me and my husband. Fast forward, I came to South Africa. I left my job. I came to South Africa for job hunting. One thing led to the other. I said yes after 12 years. This time he was working and I wasn't working. Everything moved so fast. Like the very same year that I said I do, he paid dowry and we signed in Home Affairs. End of the year, we wedded. So I remember it was in August 2023. So we went to the Ministry of Home Affairs here in South Africa. Like everything was fast, like fast. I'm sure it was like, yo, I've wanted you for 12 years. Now I want you now. So it was just fast. And like now I was like a puppy after him. Now I love him also. I was like a puppy, like after him. So I remember the day we signed in Home Affairs, South African Home Affairs. Like I said, everything was happening so fast, and I never made research about the types of weddings in South Africa. But I believe my husband because of the woman he saw that time when he proposed to me. He believes in me. Even back then when we signed in Home Affairs, he had so much belief in me, like this woman can be great. This woman has got talent. This woman has got the potential. I think she will be a great woman. Judging from who I was when he first proposed me when I was in Zim. So I remember the day in August when we went to Home Affairs to sign, and we were there seated by the chair, and the marriage officer like asked us, which marriage have you come to sign for? Guys, I don't mean to exaggerate. Like I told you, my husband usually when he comes back from work, when he eats, he takes his bath and goes to bed. The next thing he will do, he will go on my lives. If there is something to laugh about, we'll be laughing about it. If there is something to reprimand me for, he will be reprimanding me and my face will be down. So I know he's coming, he will watch this live. So I cannot be lying to you. So I'm not going to exaggerate. The marriage officer said, guys, thanks for coming. And we are happy that you are signing here for marriage. So, which type of marriage have you come to sign? Before the marriage officer said four, my husband said, like, we were seated, like I'm seated. I don't remember if I'm going to say the correct way, but if it's the wrong way, I'm going to research. Sorry, I usually forget that name. But he said, in community of property. Is it in community or community? I think in community of property. Before the marriage officer said four, he said in community of property. Sure. It's just that because I believe he loves me. Guys, if ever I've been loved, ever since I learned about love when I was still a young girl, I've never been loved the way my husband loves me. And sometimes I look in the mirror to say, what is it that he sees on me? Because the love is too much than who I think I am. I don't deserve that love. So when he jumped to say in community of property before I even responded, maybe the thing that came to his mind was she mustn't respond before I do, because maybe she will choose another type of marriage that I don't want. And that thing, like the speed he had to say in community of property, it like rang some bells in me. I said, why? And what is that one? Why did he have to jump? Like at least he would have said, we have come to sign for the in community of property marriage. Like I'm talking. But he said in community of property. Aish. Because he loves me, I believe him. I believe whatever he say. You know, he's given me every reason to believe him, such that to some extent I feel like sometimes even if he says, if he wants to murder me and says, Elizabeth, come here, I want to skin you alive, I will just walk and go to him. I'll only realize when I'm dead that he was serious. He has given me every reason to trust him, that he loves me, because he does. So even when my mind was like, what is that type of marriage that he's rushing to speak like that? Like he's a madman. What type of a marriage is that? Because I had not done my research, like I told you, everything was so fast. I still believed him because he loves me. But then on our way home in the car, I took my phone like something just told me to research. What type of a marriage is this? That someone, a whole man, would jump for like that, without even thinking, without breathing, with his eyes open and like he wants to kiss the marriage officer the way he jumped. Only to realize that he wanted us to sign for this type of marriage whereby when we divorce, we will share everything that we've acquired together equally. That's the whole reason. That was the fight. That was the vibe for the almost standing up. He almost stood up. He almost kissed the marriage officer like head-on collision to say, ain't community of property. What am I saying? I'm saying then I signed for that. This is the type of marriage that I've signed for. Going there after 10 years, going there after 20 years to say, I didn't know that this is the type of marriage that I was signing for, it doesn't help. No one will take me seriously. Going to court with your signature, I bet you will not win. Nobody has ever won. You won't win. If you put your signature, you must know that you have sealed everything. Like now, I'm in South Africa now. And I'm South African with that type of a marriage that I've signed for. Whether I understand it or I don't, whether I want it or I don't want it, but because I put my signature there, now the government of South Africa knows that I signed for this type of marriage. And this is what is abiding. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to live with. What am I saying to you guys? What am I saying to us? Don't rush to sign. Your signature is very important. You must treat it like that. You don't want to be sorry. Why should you be sorry instead of just taking precaution? When you get a paper, even in school, the simplest of all scenarios, even when you're looking for a place for a school, for a school, for a child at some school, don't be quick to sign without reading. Don't sign before you read. Take your time. At least no one has got a gun after you to say sign, 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 sign. It's not like it's a thief. It's only a thief who will tell you to do this with a gun in your neck. As long as it is something that gives you time to read first. And we have scenarios of women who put signatures. They were assigned to put a signature by their husbands, and they didn't know what they were selling, what they were signing for, and they were selling their house. They were selling their cars. You find a husband coming like during lunch hour, an odd hour for him to come home. He's in so much hurry. He's holding a paper. He tells you, sign, put your signature here, sign. Ha. And you just take all you want is the pen. Where is the pen? What are you signing for, madam? What are you signing for? You don't have to learn through experience. You mustn't learn through experience. From this life, I would want someone to have learned that a signature is something that is very valuable. You don't throw a signature like you're dishing out sweets to children. Think before you sign. A signature speaks everything about you. A signature speaks about what you have acquired. A signature can take you to jail. A signature can have your head cut. You can sign for something that will make you to be killed because you signed. I gave you this example. Econet told me that they turned the screen and said, is this not your signature, Miss Lizzie Manuel? I said, it is. And he actually said, really? Is it your signature? I said, it is my signature. Why? He said, because you signed. And whatever is happening now, it is a result of your signature. This is what you agreed to. When you are signing, you are agreeing. You are saying, yes, it is okay. Whatever you have written down here, if it is a full page back to back, or if it is 10 pages, when you put your signature at the end, you are saying, I've read everything, I've understood, and I agree. This is why I've signed. And they're very clever because they know that a signed document is a binding document. It will not end anywhere else other than in court. And they know that once they get to court with a signed document, I mean, it's done. Case is closed. You're not going to win it. The magistrate will look right at you in the face, right in your eyes, and tell you that you've lost the case. You can't win because you signed. Guys, I thought we needed to know this, that a signature is everything about you. Don't play with your signature. Play with everything else except your signature. Don't throw it out. Don't dish it out. Make it of importance. I hope I'm talking to someone. I would want from this life that someone will realize how valuable their signatures are, and they are not going to be forced by anyone to sign. Okay? If you still haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. It's not easy to be talking alone like this, just looking at you and you're not talking. I'm the one who is doing the talking. I need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will appreciate anyone who will do that. It really means a lot to me. I'm also open to advices. If there is anything that you would want me to improve on this channel, do get in touch. I'm not stingy with my number, like I always say. I dish out my number because I'm a public figure, I'm a musician. So I'm not stingy with my number. So yeah, till we meet again. Whenever you need some insights about real life issues, you can watch even my other lives. I talk about real life issues, something that you need to know. It's not stories from the book. It's not fairy tales, but I speak about real life issues. So if you wanna keep getting notifications, press the notification bell. Also, do subscribe to my YouTube channel so that we continue talking, we continue discussing. And I also need your input, guys. Don't just come and listen, because this is the research that I do. I know sometimes I may err, I may not have researched enough, but you are my followers, and so there are things that you know that I don't know. When I'm discussing with you, when I'm sharing things that I've researched about, it's not like I know everything. There is quite a lot of information regarding the very same topics I'll be talking about that I don't know, or that I've limited research about. But if you know anything that I can do to improve my channel, to improve my my topics, do get in touch with me. My number is +27679913002. I'm going to repeat +27679913002. And this one who promised money, Sanja. Sanja Majdan. Sure, the name. The name is so complicated. But anyway, I trust you and I hope you're gonna get in touch with me so that we discuss further about shooting my Mare video. I'm still trying to upload the Mare video. It will be uploaded any day from now, anytime soon, because it is ready. It is ready and launched. It was launched at Radio Panache in Johannesburg. It was quite a beautiful day. If you watch um, one of the lives, I also did a live stream here when I was in Radio Panache. So anytime soon, that song is going to be uploaded. And I'm banking on Sanja. Sanja, I hope I'm pronouncing the name properly. Sanja, because we have a Sonja in Zimbabwe, a public figure called Sonja. So some people pronounce it as Sonia, some say Sonja because it is NJA. So I don't know if you are Sanja or Sanya, but thank you so much for joining my live, and thank you for the promise that you can donate towards the brand. I'll be waiting. Since you got my number, I'll be waiting, and I hope you also have a channel. After the live, I'm going to visit your channel and find out more about you, what you do, and probably we can chit chat. I may come back this evening. Let me see. This is past 5. I'm not sure, but I really have a lineup of discussions, topics that I really feel we need to be talking to each other about. Like last night, I was talking about visitors, and so many people said it was so helpful. Even people managed to get through to reach out to me on my WhatsApp number, and some are even reaching out with other topics they want discussed. Thank you so much, guys. I will be coming with the topics that you're suggesting because I need to make a research about them. So it's not like I'm ignoring you giving me your topics in my inbox, in my on my WhatsApp. It's not like I'm ignoring, but I can't just come. Like you give me a topic today, I cannot press a live tomorrow or in the evening to say because you said I should talk about this, then I'm already talking about it because I need to make my own research, because when I'm dishing out things here, I don't have to dish half cooked food. It will not taste good, and some people can even fall sick. So give me time. Thank you so much for the inboxes. Thank you for the even text messages. I found some text messages here on my phone. I'm not ignoring. I'm with you one of these beautiful days. In fact, when you give me a suggestion and when I'm about to talk about it, I will send you a WhatsApp message to tell you, please come join the live, because today I'm discussing or I'm talking, I'm educating people about your suggestion. So let them keep coming. Let them keep coming. And we are on Facebook as well. Vic. I have one son called Victor, and Mama is mother in my language. So Ma is a shortcut for Mama. So my Facebook page is Mavic, MAVIC /Elizabeth Manure. Or better still, even if you type Elizabeth Manure there, you will find Elizabeth Manure, plenty of them, but you select the one which starts with Mavic. I am Mama Victor. So Mavic. Let's connect. Let's connect. There is quite a lot there also that I discuss about. It's just something that came to me that we need to be helping each other. Not that I know everything. I don't know everything. This is the reason why I ask you guys to even give me topics to be talking about, because I don't know everything, but I bank on you. I trust you that you keep reaching out to me with topics to discuss. For now, I can't promise. I had wanted to come back with another topic in the evening. Like if I start cooking now, probably I'll be ready by what time? Maybe 7. But I don't want to promise, because if I make a promise to you and you come here, you don't find me, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But if you press, this is the reason why I keep asking you to press the notification bell, because every time I will be live, you get the notification that she's come again. In Shona, we say hoyo. Hoyo means there she is, there she is. So if you press the notification bell, you will get a message to say she has come. And I'll be bringing topics, and they're very helpful. Please do join. For now, let's call it a day. Thank you so much for joining. Love you, good people.